Okay, here we go. From the COVID lockdown borders of this wide brown land girt by sea to the almost COVID-free land of the long white cloud, it's the welcome to you to the first ever World Cup of Treevia. Tonight, the Rangatira Toa of Aotearoa take on those talented tree climbers from Terra Australis in a battle to see who has the biggest brains in Arboriculture. We had our first quiz way back on May 8. That's Mates Day. That was the day we asked you to drop into your mates and see a friend to make sure that they're feeling okay and ask them if they need some help. I'm wearing the shirt, which is a conversation starter that says, I'm happy to have a chat to you about men's mental health issues, suicide prevention and other factors. And we'd just like to remind everybody out there who has some friends that it might be time to get in touch with them and say hello to them. And there's plenty of professional advice bureaus out there if anyone needs to go and have a chat to some people. Australia and New Zealand have almost as many similarities as we have differences. We have snakes, you don't. Both countries have an established culture before being colonised by the British Empire. One established a treaty that provided rights and recognitions for those people. The other took until 2008 to even say sorry. On Sunday, April 25th, 1915, the Australian New Zealand Army Corps landed on a Turkish peninsula and the Anzac legend was born. The Gallipoli landing made a profound impact on both our countries. It significantly shaped our national identities and forever joined us with a common bond. From fighting alongside each other on the battlefield to fighting each other on the sporting field, there's not many more eagerly awaited contests between nations than when Australia play New Zealand. Whether it's the All Blacks battling the Wallabies for the Bledisloe Cup, the Boomers taking on the Tall Blacks in basketball, or the Australian men's badminton team taking on the... What's the name of that New Zealand badminton team again? Anyway, we've shared our love of sport since before we competed together as Australasia at the 1908 and 1912 Olympics, and we share it still. As a matter of fact, we share a sporting record. The longest ever netball game occurred in New Delhi in India on October 14, 2010, when the Silver Ferns beat the Diamonds 66-64 to win the Commonwealth Games gold in extra double overtime. Tonight, because we can't have a tree climbing competition, we're having a Treevia competition. And as far as tree climbing competitions go, it's been a long, dark time for Australian tree climbing on the world stage. But just as this Sunday marks the winter solstice, and after that our days will become longer and brighter, maybe, just maybe, a win here will inspire the boys and girls of Australia and we'll start to even up that. So we're going to say firstly hello to Jess. Jess was meant to be in our first ever program, and whilst we no way doubt my dog ate my furniture excuse for not turning up, we're delighted to see you tonight. Jess, welcome to the show.
Thank you, and I swear he did eat my couch cushions.
That's all fixed up, I hope?
Yeah, I managed to tape them back together with some duct tape and stick them back in the cupboards, so yeah, all good.
Good old Australian ingenuity.
Yep.
Jess was meant to compete alongside Jamie Boston on that first show. Jamie's strong showing gained him a tie for first place. Tonight we're hoping for a bigger effort from his brother Terry, also from Queensland. Terry, how confident are you that you'll be keeping the World Cup of Treevia in Australia?
I'm not as confident as he was.
That's those inspiring words that I was after, but we'll see how we go.
It is what it is.
Okay. In 2019, Tiago Miranda was just a three-time Wellington Regional tree climbing champ banging around Australia. In November, he underwent a transformation as a tree climber, with some saying his experience at the Victorian Tree Climbing Championship changed his life forever in such a way that it caused him to go on and win the New Zealand Nationals. Hello, Mr. Miranda, and welcome to the show.
Yeah, thank you.
Okay, how confident are you tonight?
Yeah, enough to survive, I guess, between the best contenders here.
Well, I'm pretty confident you're not going to hurt yourself by the end of the show.
No, hopefully not.
Now, Stephanie Dryfoot rounds out our guest this week. Steph, I've been reliably informed that your ability isn't the only thing that makes you stand out at tree climbing competitions, but that you have a unique ability to wear socks. Can you tell us a little bit more about that?
Oh, that started as a bit of a joke actually, but I quite like funky socks, and I feel like if I tuck them into my, if I tuck my pants into my socks, it makes me a better tree climber.
Well, it certainly worked last time. Okay, so in soccer they used to have the Jules Rimmett Trophy. Basketballers play for the Naismith Trophy at their World Cup, and in rugby it's the Webb Ellis Cup. Tonight our players fight not only to be crowned the World Cup of Treevia winners, but for their right to take home the throne. Left behind after the 2019 Victorian tree climbing competition, its lightweight design makes it ideal for young children and that panda you won at the fair. But for a grown adult using it for its supposed purpose, well, let's just say that even before the snack fest that is COVID-19, I wouldn't be too confident using it. Contestants, let's check your buzzers. Jess, your buzzer?
Oh, yep. Hold on. Not your buzzer, my buzzer.
Steph, yours?
It's on.
Stephanie, your buzzer sounds like?
Horn. Put your horn.
Might just
Did
get
you
you
hear
put
that?
your hand up. No.
No.
Oh, what about that?
Yeah, that's better.
Yeah.
Tiago? Sounds good. And Terry, remember this is a family show. What's your buzzer? Cool. Okay, sounds
was
good. We'll
that?
keep an eye out. Later on, we'll be doing the Kahoot quiz. We'll let you know what the ping is before we start, but make sure you have your phone or second screen logged in to kahoot.it. First, now I'm going to pass you over to Sam Hardingham, our quiz master for tonight. Sam, any last minute instructions for the players?
No, I've spent all day fact checking as much as I can, so the questions are all pretty accurate. But yeah, good luck, have fun.
Well, we've got Tom Greenwood. We might rely on to our wizardry technical advice if there's any.
The brains trust.
The brains trust.
I wouldn't rely on
Okay.
that too much.
Okay, players ready? Take it away, Sam.
So, sorry, Shane, how many questions we're going up to the break?
10.
Going right the way through to 10?
Yeah, yep, for sure.
Okie doke. All right. In an ISA competition, the minimum rope diameter for a moving rope system is 11 mil. What is the minimum rope diameter for a stationary rope system?
I'm going to say T.
10.
10 mil. Yep. Right.
Sweet.
Well done.
Cool.
Go, go, Kiwis!
And New Zealand on the board first.
They obviously haven't seen me in a climbing competition.
During the rescue event at the 2012 New Zealand Nationals, a climber was disqualified for using which controversial SRT device?
Who was that?
Me. I know.
What did you say, what did you say, Ted? What? Say it again.
Zane wedding on a uni sender.
Yeah, you're right.
I know, I've heard that story.
How far did he throw it?
Okay, question 3. In the ascent event, the height can be from 12 to 25 meters, but in what year did the footlock event become the ascent event?
Oh, shit. No.
That's T again.
No way.
2019.
What was your guess, Chi?
I guess 2019, last year.
Nah, I got it.
Yeah, go on, Tez.
2018, 17.
Which one?
Trying to remember. 2017 was when I come down and the first one I did. Yeah.
Yeah.
But we're going to have to take your first answer, so I think there's no points there.
Yeah.
Okie doke. I'm pretty sure everyone that's competing was at this competition. So, how did Barton Allen Hall celebrate his 2019 Asia Pacific's win?
I think that's a Jess.
I didn't.
Jess?
With a shoey?
Yeah. Well done.
Okay. So as we go into the first break with a small lead to a Team Australia on 10 points and Team New Zealand on 5 points, we're going to throw to Bill Wilcock, President of QAA, to find out what's happening up in their neck of the wood during the COVID lockdown. But Bill, just let me make sure I can unmute you.
That hasn't gone so well.
Still muted, Bill.
There we go.
There you go.
No, there we go,
Okay.
Bill. Welcome aboard, QA President Bill Wilcox.
Thanks. All right. So, like I said before, before we actually all got here, we were saying that we had, some issues with the COVID lockdown because, of course, we can't do any seminars, we can't do courses and things like that. And our office has been working on home, work from home. The tree climbing championship, Queensland Tree Climbing Championships have been put into sort of abeyance. They will get started up soon, after we get unlocked. And I'm anticipating something will happen, but they're ready to go. They'll have it ready to go very quickly. Thanks, Jamie and Hank. A lot of the people that are involved, like our industry, has been blessed with a lot of people being very busy during this time, and it's a good thing. I mean, I don't think I've never heard a tree sneeze, so I think probably that's something that's a good thing that keeps people going, and a lot of people are busier than they have been for a while. So, except for when we want to get together. And now that we're unlocking a little bit, the restaurants are unlocking and things are coming around. Transport is coming around. As I was thinking that if we do get another spike in COVID, people are going to be quite hard pressed, to do another lockdown. The terms of the lockdown and the things are pretty costly. But we've been very lucky at it, in this industry. And we certainly have been lucky in Queensland.
Okay, thanks, Bill. How are you? How confident are you that Jess and Terry are going to take it out from here?
Yeah, actually, pretty confident. Believe it or not, guys, I have not ever been in a tree climbing competition, which is, I guess a bit of an admission. I've got a bit of a long history, but never actually had the opportunity to learn to do it that well that I would ever pit myself against it. So any of these guys that are in there, I mean, it could go anywhere. There's some tremendous talent in there.
Cool. Well, I've never been in one either, Bill, so maybe we can set up the President's Challenge next time we can have a comp.
Oh, what a great idea.
Okay.
I love it.
Now back to Sam for a few more questions as we move on with the show. Thanks, Bill.
Okie doke. All right, up to question number 5. Which rope construction is usually core dependent?
Cam on toe.
Did you get buzzed in first?
I don't know. I just.
Sounds like it. You're the only one I can hear.
To the monkey.
Okay, we've lost Steph
Static rope.
somewhere. But anyway,
Static rope.
we'll have to keep moving on.
Yeah, I think Chi got that. He buzzed in first. You're the first one I heard, anyway.
I said Cam on toe, but I'm not sure if it's the right construction. Yeah.
That's right.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Sweet.
Okie doke. So Steph's gone, is she?
Yeah, Steph's dropped out, so
I'm solo. Damn.
Oh, you better be quick on that buzzer.
Carrying the team.
Okie doke. Since the branched out events began, New Zealand has always had a solid representation, with at least one Kiwi finishing in the top 3 every year. In what year was the podium graced with 2 members from the New Zealand crew? Jess, you moving?
Yeah, last year.
No.
Ray Wilson, Sam Smith.
No,
Ah,
no, the year before.
Past
The
year,
year before.
2019.
Sam Smith. 2018.
Yeah, you got that. Okay. It was only today that when I was looking through it all that I realised there had been someone from New Zealand on there every time. Okay.
just on that, Sam,
Yeah.
just gave the wrong answer. And so technically we should have given T a go, and he got the right answer. And we're going to award T the points.
I was just discounting 2020 as a year altogether. So
So for you, 2018 is still last year.
yeah.
Yeah. I know what you're saying.
Okay.
Well, there's no COVID at the moment.
Isn't that bonus points?
Yeah, I think we'd all like to get through this year and get it done. Okay, ignoring friction, what is the ideal mechanical advantage of a standard moving rope system?
No friction.
2-1. 50%.
Remember buzzers, people, buzzers.
Yeah, I just hit it. My monkey was like revving up.
I think
Can you hear mine?
I heard Tez answer that one first. Was that right? Is it? Did everyone else hear that? Heard that one.
So you were awarding the points to Terry?
The answer, yeah, 2-1 was what we were looking for.
Okay.
So it's a bit hard to hear the buzzers. I think they don't come in quite.
You hear my voice. That's all that matters.
Yeah. Just shout it out.
Yeah.
Okay. Question 8.
Well, hang on. We've got Steph back in. Just wait till we can make sure
Oh, yeah.
Steph's up and running.
Thank you.
Steph, welcome back.
Oh, yeah, no sound. Great.
We can't hear you, Steph.
So concerned. Whoops, sorry.
No, that's not working very well. Sorry, Steph.
Text in. Write it down on a bit of paper and hold it up.
Oh, she's gone.
Oh,
Nope.
no.
1 second.
Okay, well, while waiting for Ben to, for Steph to sort out some technical issues at her end, I'm going to say hello to Ben Fenterman, the coordinator of possibly the next tree climbing competition that's going to be held anywhere in the world. Welcome aboard, Ben. How are you?
Hi, I'm good, thanks.
Good enough.
Yeah, no worries.
Tell us a little bit about the COVID-19 experience New Zealand tree community-wise and how you're going to see yourself stepping out of it.
Well, for us down south at Target Polytech, it was a bit of a disruption to the learning for the students. We lost a little bit of momentum, but we were able to go back under level 3 in limited capacity. So we just split our class into half, and I took half and my colleague Alva took the other half, and we didn't have interaction with each other. So we're able to create smaller bubbles that way, and we were able to do work on campus. So we're just able to get out there and get back climbing to help keep those skills going. So in that regard, it wasn't a massive effect, but we have noticed some loss of momentum with some of the students, but otherwise I think we're going to be all good. It's going to finish on time, and hopefully we'll get everyone across the line.
Cool. And September 11th and 12th, or 12th, 13th, I can't remember, is your regional competition, which is most likely the next one. How are things shaping up for that?
Yeah, it's going good. So just a few weeks ago, got confirmation that our regional competitions would go ahead as planned, which is fantastic. So so getting back underway with teeing that up. So yeah, it's going to be at the Ashburton Domain this year. Fantastic trees there at the Domain. And yeah, it's good to have a bit of a change from Christchurch as normal, a bit more travel for some, but less for others. But yeah, it'll be good to have a change of scenery and great trees there. So
in a better weather.
Are you writing to
yeah, definitely. Always.
Are you writing to Jacinda to see if you can get a special exemption for all the Australian tree climbers to come over?
Yeah, why not? We can ask.
We can only ask.
Yeah.
Okay, well, great to hear from you, Ben, and I hope again
Thank you.
to you again soon.
Cheers.
So on my list, Sam, we're up to question 8.
We're up to question 8.
Okay, just before we go, Steph, how's the audio going?
Can you hear me now?
Perfect.
Yeah.
Yay!
Yeah, we might give Steph 5 more bonus points just for being able to sign in again.
Yeah.
Both.
Okay, question 8, Sam.
Oh, wow.
What's the
That's
answer?
a fast buzzer. Yeah.
Okay. Codit stands for what?
What's up, y'all? Found this cool new game. It's called Just Draw.
I think that's a T.
What was that?
Whose buzzer was the second
All
one?
right. Compartmentalization of decay in trees.
Yeah, you got it, Chief.
It's a big 5 high 5.
But we're talking tree climbing comps. Are you kidding? Nah.
Okay, you've got two more only related to comps. Okay, the Boston Brothers are well known for their ascent speeds, but which nationality hosts the male and female world champions in footlock?
I think that was Jess.
New Zealand?
Yeah, you got
Surely not.
it. Jimmy Kay and Nicky Ward Allen are still the world record holders. I do wonder if anyone's ever going to try and beat the footlock now that we don't do it.
I've been training secretly.
Yeah, we can still do it in the ascent if you want.
That's what I've been doing for COVID-19 on lockdown. Just footlocking after Jimmy, mate.
Okay, question 10, the last question. Between Australia and New Zealand, which country has the most world champion tree climbers?
Yeah,
Jess?
Was
Was that Jess or was that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
really?
New Zealand.
Yeah, you got it. So New Zealand's got 2 male and 3 female world champions. And that's to Australia's 1 female world champ, Keir Martin.
Yep. Well, we're all just trying to get the dream, baby.
Right, let's get going, guys. And girl.
And yeah, Barto's been helpless.
If I could have had more time today, I did want to try and work out how many Aussies have been close. Like not far behind, snapping at the heels.
No, that's it, eh?
Yeah.
Okay.
And
Thanks,
that's
Sam.
it for my questions.
So I'm going to bring up the Kahoot quiz pin number for those who want to put it into their phone or their second screen. Load it up so you can play at home. This only works if you have 2 screens. It's best to have a computer and a mobile device. So those people who are playing off one mobile device, it's not going to work too well.
What's the prize for this, Shane?
Tonight, the prize winner goes home with a $100 At-Trays Cannings voucher. We've got an agreement with At-Trays that we can use it for online purchases. So no matter where you are, you'll be able to get some value out of it. So we'll give you a few minutes to load yourself in. And while we're loading that in, and picking your team names or your player names, I'm going to say hello to, because tonight's Kahoot quiz is about superlative trees and some tree climbing competitions. And what better person to talk about the world's biggest and best trees and tree climbing competitions in Australia, or especially Victoria, than our very own Tom Greenwood. Tom, welcome to the show.
Thanks, Shane. I'm having trouble with the Kahoot thing, but we'll see how we go.
You and me too, Tom. You and me too.
Yeah, I'll just abandon that for now.
Not in Kahoot.
When in doubt, give up.
So when's the last time you went and climbed one of the world's tallest trees?
Ooh, world's tallest. Ooh, it's going back a few years now, because, I mean, it depends what you call world's tallest, but if you're going for Centurion, that's probably about 6 years ago now. I would be interested to check it again fairly soon to see how much it's grown, because it has been growing slowly but steadily. As long as it hangs onto its top, it will make it past 100 metres, but it's just a matter of whether it hangs onto the topmost leaves. But I haven't been out as much the last couple of years as I used to, just too much work to do and stuff like that. But a number of trees have been found in Victoria in the last, well, found by LIDAR, and they found 29 trees that were 90 metres or above. Turns out that some of them, a few were dead, and a few of them were bad mistakes, but there still is a significant number of 90 metre plus trees in Victoria that we didn't know too much about until a few years ago. And so they're all out in the Central Highlands, out sort of to the east and northeast of Melbourne. And there's some amazing forests out there. And these are young ash. These are, apart from one or two, these are trees that are only probably 80 to 120 years old, depending on where they are in the fire history. So they're trees that still going to put on a lot of height. So the tallest trees in Australia will, in the next 10, 15, 20 years, be mountain ash in Victoria. Because the Tasmanian trees are all the tall ones are old, and most of them are losing height. Centurion's still putting on height, but it's lost its top at least twice in the past, and it will probably lose it again before too long. And so it's a matter of whether it hangs on long enough to get past 100 metres or not. But it's a tree that's getting towards 500 years old, which is getting very close, perilously close to the end of the line for mountain ash.
And do we have any word on international competitions or Asia-Pacific competitions and when they might start looking at happening?
Not really. I keep in touch with a few of the people in the US and Dig Coles in Norway. I mean, the plan is that 2021 will still happen in Denmark. But I wouldn't say there's a certainty by any means. I think there's a very good chance that may not happen. So we'll see.
Okay.
But it'd be great if it did. I mean, it'd be a really fun comp to go to, I think, in Europe, and have the internationals there would be great.
Well, as soon as we hear, we'll let everybody know. Thank you, Tom.
Yes. No worries.
So back to sharing the screen. Where's my button? There it is. Has everybody who wants to sign in signed into the quiz? Can I get some thumbs up from everyone? Anyone still waiting? Ben, you're going to have a crack? T, you ready to go?
Yeah, I can. How do I?
Okay, well, I'm going to mute everyone. No, I won't do that. Now, I have 7 players. 1, 2, 3, just about.
You on there, Chief?
I have 8 players. I think that's probably as many people as in the audience, so I'm happy to go.
Owen.
Hold on, I have to go online. Yeah,
okay.
Chop.
So as I said, tonight's quiz looks at superlative trees, those of outstanding height, girth, volume, canopy, spread or age. Australia is blessed to be home of many of these phenomenal species. New Zealand has its fair share as well. Thanks to Tom for having a chat about trees. Be interested to find a little bit more about those new trees, those 180 or 120-year-old young trees that have been found by LIDAR. We might have a little bit more about that later on. Not tonight though, when I mean later on, I mean well and surely down the track. So I think we're all ready to go. There's 10 questions. Fastest correct answer wins. Funny Far is the tallest native tree in New Zealand. How tall is it? Select your answer there. We have 5 seconds less. Okay, we have 4 correct answers. No, we have 4 answers, sorry. None of them correct.
Oh, come on.
Well, it throws them in a random order, so my running sheet's not going to work. So the Cunnifunnifer, or Dacrycarpus dacrycoides, is the tallest native tree in New Zealand. It's located in the Pirongia Forest Park near Hamilton in the Waikato region. And according to the New Zealand's Department of Conservation, it's the tallest recorded native tree in New Zealand. Next question. Oh, here we go.
Yeah, I haven't been able to connect. I'm not sure.
3 of these trees are the tallest growing trees in the world. Which one is not? Which one is not one of the 3 tallest angiosperms?
Oh, what the?
Okay, we had 3 answers, 3 correct answers. Well done. Eucalyptus nitens typically grows to 70 metres tall, which means in Australia, it's nowhere near one of the tallest trees. Spom, Pete and Team Aussie get some points. As I said, the fastest answer gets the fastest most correct, or the fastest correct answer gets the most points each round. Which of the following is not a type of growth found on trees?
Can't read, eh?
Okay, we had 1 correct answer. Syzygial is defined as being related to the straight line configuration of 3 celestial bodies. So Syzygial refers to stars.
Oh, sure.
Celestial bodies. So let's see how the scoreboard changes. Steph bounces up into 3rd place.
What about other questions?
What type of species is the Powakani tree? Okay, we had 2 correct answers. Let's see how they got. Yes, and it was the
Fucking up, we're climbing the ladder.
Okay.
Settle down, Tommy, we're coming for you, mate.
Setting 2011, James Kilpatrick holds the 15-metre footlock world record with what time?
7:65 blue. Oh.
Gee whiz.
I just told everyone.
That's green.
Okay, everyone got that right. Anyone know the reference to the 13.26 seconds time there?
The reference.
The rare 13.26 seconds. Does that mean anything to anyone in footlock world record history? That is, of course, Nicola Ward Allen's 12-metre.
Oh yeah.
Okay, how's that changed the leaderboard? Spom's getting commanding lead. T's Aussie into 2nd place, and Pete and Steph fighting it out for 3rd. Go Otago.
That's it.
Okay. In an aerial erection, you need to do things in a certain order. We're going to ask you to drag and drop these 4 actions into their correct order.
I can't even read that one.
I can't do it.
You should be able to grab the coloured box and put it into 4 couple of boxes above.
I could call them again. I know it's the
Okay. So here we have the correct order. In an aerial rescue, you should do the risk assessment and rescue plan, then the ascent and movement to the casualty assessment and handling, the descent, and then the landing and unclipping.
We put in that order and it came up wrong.
Yeah, same.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, you can put it in writing and send it to the complaints department. It's like 4.5 minutes. We'll respond to you as soon as we can be bothered. Yeah. Yeah, look, I'm not up with this Kahoot stuff. I'm struggling as well, so just bear with us.
Yeah, I'm not connected at all.
Which one of these stations do you not need to complete during a Masters Challenge?
Come on, Steve.
I'm hoping that most of you get this right. There we go. Who got them right? Let's see how that changes the water board.
Railway station.
What's a railway station?
Might be where you catch the train, Mr. Boston. Steph's coming home with a wet sail. Let's see if she can take it out in the next. How many questions have we got left?
3 left.
2 left. Or 3 left.
This is my weakness.
So here's another ranking trees. These are the 4 largest trees in the world insofar as wood volume goes. Which put them in the order of largest to smallest.
Oh, no idea.
Well, the Sherm is the biggest.
Oh, I got it right.
Good question.
Okay, so the general Sherman, a Sequoia dendrum giganteum, at 1,487 cubic meters. Grogan's fault is next to Sequoia sempervirens at 1,084 cubic meters. the Tano Mahuta, Agathis australis at 516 cubic meters, and the Chewat giant, Thuya plicata, at 449 cubic meters.
Right.
Australia comes fifth on that list. The still sorrow, a Eucalyptus regnans, being a miserly 391 cubic meters. Let's see. That hasn't changed the order at all. Questions left. It's still anybody's game. Now, a clonal group of this tree species has been growing for over 10,000 years. What's the old tree species?
Fucking tree climbing, but it's not. Cut it.
Ah.
Okay, so Largostrovus.
Yeah.
Yep. That was a Joe Harris question. He's big up in Tasmania. He couldn't be here tonight. Some last minute things turned up for him. Yeah. That Wanaka tree is one of the most Instagram trees in New Zealand. What type of tree is it?
Rednecks.
Everyone got it right. Well done. A salix tree. Anyone know what type of salix it is? I'm guessing it's an alba.
I don't know, but there's a lot of New Zealand related questions here.
Oh,
Or maybe you'll have to go over there and work for a couple of years, and next time we run it, you'll be fine.
Too cold.
Okay, here we go. In third place, Team Aussies taking out this place, which means in first place in the World Cup of Trivia Kahoot Quiz, Spom. Who's that?
That's me.
Good job. Okay, well, Spom takes out the Trivia Kahoot World Cup. We've conferred with the judges, and after the event, Australia with a slight lead in Team Australia over Team New Zealand takes home
the victory!
The throne.
The throne, and the bragging rights for the Trivia World Cup. Thank you very much for playing, everybody.
Top start again. We're coming in hot. That's all we can say.
As I said, hopefully this win. Yep. So some words from Terry and Ma. Jess.
Oh yeah, we'll take it.
Yeah, happy days.
Yeah.
I reckon. He's had me pipped on the old trivia questions, but managed to swing some of those tree climber ones together. But hopefully we can just start keep the ball rolling. You know, heading into comp season, a win's a win. We'll take it.
Getting where we can. So I will say thank you very much for Steph and T for turning up.
thanks for having us. That was
Thank
fun.
you.
I think
for having us.
you've got a legitimate gripe with the telecommunications and our buzzer. We're going to have to work on that. I can see some room for improvement there before we come sector leading. But thank you very much to Steph and T. Hopefully we'll see you over here when the Trans-Tasman bubble opens up, and good luck with the next comps.
Yeah, come to the Queensland, both of you.
Okay.
Yeah, we're talking about it actually. You got to come.
Okay.
All right.
Cool.
Okay. Until next time, thank you very much from New South Wales Arboriculture.
See you, Tommy. See you, Shane. See you, everyone.
Goodbye.
Yeah.
Cheers.
I don't know how
Just go like this.
Thank you. See you.
That's gone.